Oh boy, it is in-game live on a Tuesday night. It is great to be with everybody here on SportsGrid. Kevin Walsh, Gabriel Morency. Guys, listen, I know we begin the Stanley Cup final tonight. I promise we will get to the Stanley Cup final tonight. But Yarnell behind the scenes could not help but mention dueling no-hitters going on in Nats Marlins. I'm like, all right, well, who's pitching? Both of these teams went with an opener. Your boy Richard Lovelady got the start for Washington and handed it over to Miles Michaelis.
Yeah,
I understand it's only four innings in and out, but this is a disgrace for both of these clubs.
Yeah, I just love that I needed Lovelady to get some outs last night, and tonight he's part of a no-hitter. It's a beautiful thing about baseball, right? You just you never know what's going to happen during a baseball game. Just point blank. Like every time a pitch is thrown in the stands, strangest story ever over the weekend. I'm sure people saw it in which Sanchez, Blue Jays outfielder, got smoked in the wrist by a baseball from the stands, but it was his own fault. They were changing pitchers. So he started talking to the fans. Right, so cool, right? You want to relate,
all good.
But so yeah, he starts talking to the fans in Baltimore, like as they're changing pitchers, and there's a kid there, 13-year-old kid with a glove and a ball, and the kid sort of goes, "Hey, like, can I throw it to you?" And Sanchez sort of goes, "Yeah," like puts his glove up, but kind of realizes like that the play is coming back, like kind of like you know what I mean. He realized, yeah, this is like he turns around, he's like, "Oh God, like we're about to start." The kid throws the ball as he turns around, Kevin, and smokes him like right in the wrist. He had to leave the game. And they kicked the fan out. The kid, he was 13 years old.
No.
They kicked him out, and everybody online, Baltimore scumbags, unruly fans. And it was a 13-year-old kid that he said throw the ball to. And I saw even the Jays after were saying, you got to get that kid back in the stadium. Like, he's a good kid, wasn't his fault. Just freak accident, like one of those weird deals. But that's what happens, Kevin. You try to be nice with the fans, you end up getting injured, right? How about the other day with the Dodgers prospect? Did you see that?
Yeah,
one of the top Dodgers prospect, like hurt himself jumping over a dog that chasing the bat on the field.
I saw a highlight game. It was like second division soccer. They brought the cart
ran over by a golf cart
with an injured teammate on the back of it, though. Like it was.
He's on a stretcher, Kevin, like MASH. There's a guy on a stretcher on the back of a golf cart, and for some reason the driver like takes this weird like, let me just run the players over on the sideline now. I thought the driver that was going to get assaulted. Like
he looked like he was going to get beat up.
Yeah, like all the players and the coaches were like, hey, they were trying to reach in the golf cart out. The World Cup hasn't even begun yet, and I can't wait for some of the stories that are coming. Great story from the World Cup. Pretty wild, Kevin. A couple of Argentinian fans rode bicycles all the way from Argentina to Kansas City.
That's a waste of time. I mean, let's just be honest. That's a waste of time.
22,000 miles.
Yeah. I mean, good for them, I guess.
Yeah, you better be for a good Kevin. You're not impressed. You're like, what are you, some do-gooder doing this for charity? Like,
you didn't lead with that. Like, Gabe, if you buried the league, you did it for fun. Like, if they did it for a good cause, then good for them. I was the bad guy.
So I don't know. I don't know if they did it for I don't know. I think they're just psycho.
I think they're just psycho. Regardless, it's stupid. It's stupid.
I think they're just psychopaths. But yeah, it took them like God knows how long, 22,000 miles on bicycles. But I just wanted to let everyone know they safely arrived in Kansas City today. Of all places, right? Argentina, that's where you go. It's like you don't see like LA.
Argentina has to be playing games in Kansas City then, right?
That's their headquarters.
Okay. All right.
Headquarters.
So there we go. So, all right.
Yeah.
At some point, we'll have to check in for a Messi health update, by the way, because I never really freaked out when he pulled his hamstring for Inter Miami a couple of days ago.
You saw like the Team Argentina plane is like a Messi plane. It has number 10 in the jersey on the plane and everything. It's like a big Messi jersey, their team plane. You gotta love the World Cup, the pageantry. Brazil's like, I'm watching all the takeoffs of the teams. It's a big deal, Kevin. Brazil
Oh, yeah?
baptized the plane. Like they had a bunch of like hoses and they baptized the plane before they got on. Turkey had like literally like 10,000 Corvettes escort them, like these Turkish, like red, like it's over the top. And then Germany flew coach with their fans. I don't know what the hell's like. I don't like something's up with this German team. I throw that out there for betting purposes. Kevin, you know I'm Twitter. I love this World Cup stuff, right? So I see German football fans today online going, I'm on my way to the United States for the World Cup, but I never imagined I'd be sitting with the players on the team. They're on the commercial flight with us.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Do we like that or do we hate that?
I don't know. It's good community outreach. We're one of you. I don't like it. Like, yeah.
I don't know if it's community outreach. Like, they didn't buy everybody's ticket.
I don't know.
It sounds like they went a little cheap on it.
I can't be, I got to be honest with you, Kevin. No, I'm not very impressed. The German national football team's supposed to be this, like, world superpower. Like,
I agree.
You guys are flying, like, Air Germany coach.
Neuer is just, like, sitting there like, all right, hey, what's up? Like, got enough room for my bag up top?
Can I get an autograph? Like,
yeah.
You know, I'm dead serious. All these German fans are like, I can't believe it, but the players are on the plane.
By the way, I would just like to say, Argentina is playing a couple of, scrimmage games like everybody else here locally. Like, they got to Kansas City 10 days early. I think they mistimed their bike ride. Why didn't they go to Texas? They're playing on Saturday in Texas. They could. Isn't that on the way? Like, shouldn't they have gone to Texas for the Honduras friendly?
10 days is a long time to spend in Kansas City, too.
That's what I'm saying, Gabe. That's what I'm saying. And then they play their second and third group games in Texas. So they're going to get back on the bikes or what? To go to Texas?
I don't know. Not a good idea, actually. They should probably just get on a plane.
Sleep for a couple
can't wait.
days.
Last thing about this, Kevin, I saw, if people are wondering about the hooligans and stuff like that, in England, they revoked 2,600 passports today.
Yeah.
So if you're a hooligan and you're on the list of being a violent offender, you're not allowed leaving the country during the World Cup.
Oh.
So like basically like if you don't revoke your passport, you automatically go to jail. So like today was the deadline to like hand your passport in. And if you don't show up with your passport, you're going to jail in England. So should curtail some of the hooliganism in America. Because I always like to see that. I'd be like, how would like NYPD, imagine in Times Square, bunch of Scottish fans and like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, all hell breaks loose.
I
like
saw
England
you
and
tweet
Scotland
basically, hey, English fans, just letting you know you're going to get beat up. All right? If you try anything, I'm like, I think Gabe's on a personal mission here. I know you'll drop an elbow.
No. Well, you know what I mean? Like I said, imagine like all hell breaks loose in Houston, Texas. I don't know how Houston PD are going to handle it. They're not as nice as those cops without guns with like little bobby clubs and hats there in England.
Little batons. Yeah. No, that's
you
a good
better
point.
stop. You better stop.
Look, I assume the puck drop won't be for another like 10 or 15 minutes here. But on the chance that it's not, there is a producer pick that comes from this game, Taylor Hall, anytime goal scorer. But as far as picks for tonight, Gabe, you and I are on opposing sides here for this total. I actually went for the over tonight, but I think you're on the under here, right?
Yeah, it's always dangerous. Listen, game ones tend to like, sometimes it takes a while for the series to sort of tighten up a little bit, but we're talking about just two great defensive teams going head to head. I'm riding with the under throughout the series.
We're going to continue to talk about it next right here on SportsGrid.
Craig Carton along with Tyrone Johnson. We got great news for you. CraigCartonShow.com. And Tyrone, what do you get if you go to that amazing website?
Well, right now you can subscribe to our upcoming newsletter. You put in your email address, and then bang, you'll get all the new Craig Carton Show content when it arrives.
Not just that, you also get merch drops, exclusive content, and appearances. So again, one more time, that website is CraigCartonShow.com.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Well, the talk has been about sports betting handle being down or flat, right, because of the threat of prediction markets and the growth of them. But we've seen Kalshi actually kind of plateau for the first time in recent memory. Looking at a graphic right now, we've had the spike for the Super Bowl, and then this is usually when things die down. Yes, there's March Madness, but usually sports betting handle kind of goes down over the course of spring and summer until we get back to football season.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
For Abdul Carter. Hey, son, you want to be a leader? Show up to meetings on time. Don't be late to practice. This guy's sitting there trying to tell me that he's got a problem with Jackson Dart going to a Trump rally when he can't even show up to a meeting on time and he can't show up to practice and he's late? Dude.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
All right, let's get right after it here. Stanley Cup is going to drop puck in a minute. I'm on the over. I know Gabe's going to have more picks for this than me. I'll just say this. Carolina, due to the postseason run, got this label as this hard-nosed defensive team. But really, in the regular season, they were carried by their offense. They were only 6 goals back of Colorado for the most goals scored in the National Hockey League. They'd scored 6 finally in a breakout effort against Montreal in that closing game. The thing started to, open up a little bit for them. I wonder if things start to flip here a little bit. I'm going to try and play these 5.5s, Gabe. Listen, if it's kind of, it's not broken, don't fix it, right? These unders have been good in Carolina games, but I'm going to zag here and play some overs in the Stanley Cup final.
How many times have the Carolina Hurricanes given up more than 2 goals in the playoffs?
Once, maybe twice.
Once. Yeah. It's insane. And that's the game, not to harp on it over and over, but that's the game they didn't play in 12 days. Right? Freddie Anderson has just locked this thing in right now. How about this? The Carolina Hurricanes run right now. 12-1 in the playoffs. They're trying to become the first team ever to go 16-1. They're not going to do it, but I say that now. No one thought Vegas was going to sweep Colorado either. Right? I'll just throw this out here, Kevin. You see in the NFL sometimes, bro, when a team has this awesome conference championship game, and it's like, wow. And then they get lit the F up in the Super Bowl, right? Mm-hmm. They peaked. I heard a Carolina Panthers smoked Arizona in the conference championship game. My Buffalo Bills won 51-3 against the Raiders in the AFC conference championship game. We couldn't get a first down the next week. Couldn't get a first down against the Giants. And not in a Norwood game. People blame Norwood. It wasn't his fault. I think Vegas, did they peak too soon? Can they maintain this? That's my whole thing. And, with the game still minutes away, Vegas, they're both in the tunnel still. We haven't done the national anthems yet. But, guys, to put in context here, Hurricanes are 12-1 in the playoffs. They're giving up 1.62 goals a game. The percentage of time that they've trailed in the playoffs, guys, 15%. They've led 85% of the time in 13 games played. They've killed off 92.5% of their penalties. So in other words, they've only, other teams are only scoring 7.5% of the chance when they take a penalty. It's insane. Their numbers are insane. And then you get Vegas, who not really a number team, Kevin, more that veteran, we find a way to get it done team, right? A veteran, we find a way to get it done team. You got Tortorella, who's won a cup as a coach, and you got Rob Brind'Amour, who's won a Stanley Cup as a player with the Carolina Hurricanes. And you know what's insane? They played 99 playoff games. Brind'Amour's been part of 97 of them. Like, Brind'Amour is the Carolina Hurricanes. They've had a great team. They're knocking on the door. Carolina wins the Stanley Cup this year. And if they're going to win the Stanley Cup, they're going to win game 1 tonight. Give me Carolina to win the game. Give me the Carolina Hurricanes to win the Stanley Cup. And give me under 5.5, although I'm not going to lie, plenty under 5.5, but I played a bigger play, under 6.5, minus 170 alt line.
Yeah, I can see that. And also, I think the nice thing for you, Gabe, is you don't really care how the game starts. Because with what happened with Carolina and Montreal, I don't think you're going to be scared at a 1-1 opening period, right? Or even a 2-1 opening period, honestly.
But Montreal, Kevin, are nowhere near as physical as the Las Vegas Golden Knights are.
Yeah.
Carolina, Montreal were skating. Vegas don't want Carolina to skate. Carolina skate, they lose, point blank. Vegas want to ugly this up. It's kind of that correlated thing. Like Vegas don't want to get into a track meet with these guys either. They want to just sort of beat them up and have it close in the third period.
But I do, Gabe, wanted to add, because the 1.62 goals per game in the postseason, that includes the 6-goal game they allowed to Montreal. In the other 12 games, we're at 1.25 goals allowed. In the regular season, it was 2.93, which was top 10. But, guys, it is an outrageous drop-off. It is.
How about Freddie Anderson, who I want to throw Conn Smythe out here, and I know you always like the MVP stuff, Super Bowl MVP, correlated numbers or the value. This is like kind of still wide open, right? Taylor Hall could win. Taylor Hall is liked by the media, was the number 1 draft pick, guys, in the National Hockey League draft in like 2010. He was like, one of the Canadian superstar kids type of thing. Not a bust, but wasn't a superstar. Has bounced around the league and stuff. And here he is right now on the verge of, he scores a hat trick. He does something special in this. He's going to be right there, but I want to throw this out here. Freddie Anderson, you can get Freddie Anderson at about plus 225. All right? You can get about plus 225 to win the Conn Smythe. Dude, he's 12-1. He's got a goals against average of 1.41, and he's got a save percentage of 9.31 and 3 shutouts. And then you got the other side of Vegas. Their goalie, Carter Hart, has been unbelievable. I don't know, like, another sport analogy to use, like, who Carter Hart is. Like, he was on trial for sexual assault, and it was like a nasty trial that went on for months and months. The Team Canada Hockey Junior team, like 6, 7 of them, basically with one person, one girl. She said it wasn't consensual. They said it was. Either way, it was an ugly story. And nobody, it's like, yeah, you didn't go to jail, but you didn't come across looking good in this. Nobody wanted to touch Carter Hart. The Las Vegas Golden Knights did. Here he is now in the Stanley Cup. He's played awesome. But there's a better chance of me waking up with hair in the morning, the media voting for this guy to win the MVP. So Mitch Marner's a great story, but Jack Eichel's right there as well. But the media doesn't like Jack Eichel, guys. Jack Eichel's not like a friendly dude in real life to them. And he's a prickly dude. He's not like, Mitch Marner is a more likable guy. He was a big he got called out in Toronto. It's a good victim card for him. The media can sort of stick it to the Toronto media. So if the Vegas wins, it's Mitch Marner. If Carolina wins, it's going to be Freddie Anderson, I think.
Yeah, those are the two favorites here. But if you look at the Conn Smythe, Taylor Hall plus 650, Stankoven is plus 850. So, even Jackson Blake at 14-1. Those are not outrageous numbers. To give you guys an idea, Karl Anthony Towns is 22-1 to win the NBA Finals MVP. That's the third best odd. So a little bit different here in the Stanley Cup.
Craig Carton along with Tyrone Johnson. We got great news for you. CraigCartonShow.com. And Tyrone, what do you get if you go to that amazing website?
Well, right now you can subscribe to our upcoming newsletter. You put in your email address, and then bang, you'll get all the new Craig Carton Show content when it arrives.
Not just that, you also get merch drops, exclusive content, and appearances. So again, one more time, that website is CraigCartonShow.com.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Well, the talk has been about sports betting handle being down or flat, right, because of the threat of prediction markets and the growth of them. But we've seen Kalshi actually kind of plateau for the first time in recent memory. Looking at a graphic right now, we've had the spike for the Super Bowl, and then this is usually when things die down. Yes, there's March Madness, but usually sports betting handle kind of goes down over the course of spring and summer until we get back to football season.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
That's for Abdul Carter. Hey, son, you want to be a leader? Show up to meetings on time. Don't be late to practice. This guy's sitting there trying to tell me that he's got a problem with Jackson Dart going to a Trump rally when he can't even show up to a meeting on time? And he can't show up to practice and he's late? Dude.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
All right, guys, puck drop in Carolina. The Stanley Cup Final is about to get underway. And here on In-Game Live, we will cover the Stanley Cup Final, the NBA Finals, but pretty soon we will be all the way in on the World Cup. We will ramp that coverage up for you. And to help us along the way, of course, it is Marcelino Ortiz. Marcelino, great to talk to you as always.
Hi, guys. How are you? This is Marcelino for Latin Nation Football Club. And I'm so excited, guys, because we are less than 2 weeks away from the World Cup, and this is going to be the biggest event in this year, guys. And I'm so excited because there's money to be made, too.
Yeah, so
I'm fired
Marcelino,
up.
yeah, we've been talking about it here on the show. Marcelino, have you made a bet yet when we're talking about outright who wins this tournament? Have you found some value already in that market?
Without a doubt, here, for me, France is the sure bet. If you want to, protect your investment, France is a really good bet. But for me, the money maker is in Norway, my friends. After the 12-0 trashing that they gave Honduras this last weekend, I feel like we have a sleeper in the tournament. Bet on Haaland to score every game. Bet on Haaland to be the top scorer of the tournament, and bet on Norway to make it far. I'm telling you, Norway is going to be a team that is going to sit in the back, absorb pressure, and they have one of the most deadly weapons in all of the football world that is called Erling Haaland. So Norway, for me, is one that it will make you money. Morocco as well. And on the bottom of the rung, and this is really important, if you're into prediction markets where you can get out of your trade before the results, I see some opportunity with no other than Scotland, Curacao, and there, very surprisingly, also Haiti. They are at the bottom of the rung with the biggest odds against them, but if they are able to get 1 or 2 points, those prediction market investments, they will pay off.
Yeah, I thought Norway isn't getting a lot of respect, actually, coming into this, right? Senegal are dangerous. They can score, but they give up goals, as we saw. So Haaland might have a hat trick against Senegal on his own. They're beating Iraq, so they're moving on. Like, you know what I mean? So like, people like, you know what's amazing, though, about great players like him, isn't it? The guy's amazing. That you know he's going to score, and he still scores. Marcelino. You know what I'm saying with him? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, nah, like, he's not going to do it again. And speaking of which, took the Carolina Hurricanes like 2 seconds to score. So good news, bad news for the total. But Canes have scored 25 seconds into the hockey game. But, yeah, Erling Haaland, he's going to score, but he's going to score. He scores anyways. It's amazing. And you look at that group. What do you think of this group? Is it France 1, Norway 2? And what are your thoughts on Senegal? What are your thoughts on Senegal?
Senegal, I think he will advance as a best third place because they will. I don't think they will get blown out in any game, and they might get 1 or 2 points out of these tough matches. The key match on this group stage will be France versus Norway. I think the winner of that match will be the first place of the group, and I think it will be one of the biggest upsets to see Norway advance on first place. But this is the beauty of the World Cup. Anything can happen. And these type of results are the ones that become really, really juicy. So Norway in that group for me is one of the most important investments.
Marcelino, the mention of what are supposed to be almost some of the worst teams by you really fascinates me there. Do you think there will also then be some game-to-game value with the Haiti and Curaçaos of this tournament?
That is a tough, I wouldn't get into that territory because these teams are volatile. You can get them, one game, the first 2 games, they might not find their footing. And then on the third game, they might get that extra point. They might get that score. So my betting on around these teams is on the fringe. 1 or 2 goals per all the 3 games. Them to score at all is a good prop. Now, a really good prop that I just saw this weekend is 1 goal for every match. It's a really, really tasty parlay that I just found. 1 goal for every match. It's paying really, really high, 1,000 multiplier. So if you want to have fun, that's a really fun one.
No scoreless draws then. That's the over DJ. Listen, I wanted to talk about Mexico, obviously, before the tournament. We only got 30 seconds. I found a prop, guys, over at Bet Online. Interesting. Who's going to have more goals? Erling Haaland and Mbappe combined or Team Canada in the tournament?
Oh.
I got to go with the 2 players.
I have to go with the 2 players, without a doubt. Canada is a strong team, but they're not the team that is going to go out blowing the competition out of the
they
water.
want to win 1-0. Exactly. Yeah.
They're going to defend their results. They're going to be strategic to advance. They're not going to risk too much because they're a host. So you might be on the right one there.
All right. Marcelino, excellent as always. We'll be right back here on SportsGrid. right, guys, in-game live. We're going to talk a little more World Cup momentarily, but, Gabe, I want to get your eyes on these opening 5 minutes here or so with Carolina and Vegas. The Canes open the scoring 25 seconds in to the Stanley Cup final here. What stands out to you?
Deja vu all over again, just like the Montreal Canadiens series. And total goes to 6.5, and it's sort of settled in now at 6.5, Kevin.
Yeah.
Right? And the whole thing is, even with that goal, it wasn't going to 7.5. Right? So I rolled the dice. All right, I played the 5.5 and the 6.5 because if they don't score early, it'll come down. They scored, and it really didn't go up very much. I'll tell you what, we've only played 4 minutes so far. Carolina are all over them. Like Vegas, are ambush right now. Like Carolina's just come out flying, skating circles around them. They just hit the crossbar. Actually, they had a legitimate other danger scoring opportunity, and they had Carter Hart beat, but it hit the crossbar. It's an adjustment, right? As good as Colorado were beat up, and they don't play the same style, right? Styles make fights. Carolina are a very difficult team to play against. It takes teams a little while to figure it out. Vegas will be fine in the big picture, but I did think that Carolina are going to win the Stanley Cup when it's all said and done. It's easy to buy into Vegas right now, Kevin, because, there's be Colorado and stuff. But, just because you won the last series doesn't mean you're going to win this series.
Yeah, I think this is going to be, super fascinating to follow here, guys. Just the ebbs and flows. But as somebody who played the over, I need early goals because what we've seen from Carolina is as the game goes on,
they're hard to come back on,
harder
Kevin.
to come by, 100%. We were just talking about Erling Haaland with Marcelino.
Yeah.
Here is what I'm struggling with a little bit in the current perception around Norway. Listen, I appreciate the talent that Erling Haaland is. But their qualifying games, right, they played 3 different countries. Moldova, Israel, Italy, and Estonia. So 4 different countries. 2 of those are, complete non-factors, right? He scored 5 goals against Moldova. All right, so that's not really a great grasp on everything. Now, scoring in, 3 goals in 2 games against Italy is certainly impressive. But I am interested, and I don't know if books will be offering, unders or things like that. Haaland scoring 2 goals, Gabe, against Iraq, right? Okay, that tracks. But I don't think this guy's a lock to be putting, a brace past really France or Senegal here. I wonder if it's a lot harder on the world stage. And Norway are not a superpower. He is one of the best players in the world, but I don't know if he's got enough around him to deliver on some of the numbers we're seeing.
USA just scored 3 times against Senegal. I'll put it out in context. Senegal are not a defensive-minded team. He's going to score. I'll say, all right, at least 1 against Senegal. How many does he score against Iraq?
Minus 195 to score in that game, Gabe. I'm seeing right now.
See, it's basically you're damned if you do. I know, Kevin, but he does it all the time.
Yeah,
right?
no,
they
I
put
actually
these
think
crazy
that
numbers up.
That's not higher, honestly. If he doesn't score against Iraq,
honestly,
that'd be crazy.
I'm surprised too against Iraq. And you know what, though, Kevin? We're talking hardcore right now. This game is still 10 days away, right?
Yeah.
How many days away? So what's the date? You know what I'm saying?
No,
that number's going to be
it's the 16th. It's literally 2 weeks away.
People haven't.
Is that close minus 250? Let me look at another.
People haven't. Yeah. Yes. It'll be minus 300. People haven't started to bet his goal props yet. Let me just throw. I got numbers for the players.
Yeah,
here.
go for it.
Pulisic, I'll just throw them out loud here. Pulisic over under 1.5 goals in the tournament. Minus 140 to the over. Does he have 2 goals in him? Paraguay won't be easy to score on. Australia, he should. That's the one, the sort of Turkey, though, not easy to score on. I figure, yes, he goes over 1.5. USA are going to advance. Right? They might get bounced in the round of 32, but I would be surprised if he doesn't score 2 goals. I just figured I'd throw him out there. All right, I want to get to Erling Haaland and some of the other bigger players here.
I do think USA is going to be a very tempting fade in this tournament. I know that probably makes me un-American, but, the facts are the facts. There's a lot of people who we talked about it yesterday, just insane perceptions of what the U.S. are supposed to do here. And I don't know why.
Paraguay are good, and Turkey. That's not going to be easy. So basically, in Australia, no cupcake, right? So suddenly, it's like, yeah, you don't have any like guaranteed 3 points here.
No.
Like I would
Certainly
say,
not.
Australia is the most winnable game. Like Paraguay, and I talked about it. Paraguay announced actually they sold 10,000 tickets to Paraguayans from Paraguay. That doesn't include American Paraguayans.
Right.
There's 10,000 people coming from Paraguay. The embassy said they got 10,000 visas coming here. For
Oh, wow.
And trust me, they're going to be loud. Like they're going to be into it.
But just quickly, Gabe, and I'm
Well, I
just
tell
trying
you,
to pull
man,
through a
that first
couple-
game, Kevin, big drama. Next Friday night, buddy.
But
USA
this
Paraguay, 9 o'clock Eastern, Los Angeles, SoFi Stadium.
Listen, the problem is, too, I don't think there's a single country with more pressure on them than the U.S. because of these nonsensical expectations.
Like people will turn on
France-
him fast. I don't
France-
like Alexi Lawless, but
I know,
in my
but-
day, your day, you guys did nothing. Shut up.
Exactly, yeah.
Right?
But that's first of all, if France lose a game, of course, they would be far more bothered, but they're of such a pedigree, they'll make it back in the group stage. It's not
but don't
panic, right?
Argentina lost to Saudi Arabia last time in the last World Cup.
Correct.
Saudi Arabia beat Argentina in the group stage. Argentina won the World Cup.
Yeah. But for the U.S.
But if USA lose, Kevin,
not
if USA
the
lose, the negativity will be insane.
100%.
Even a draw, Kevin, the negativity will be bad. What?
Yeah.
You what, 0-0 against Paraguay? 1-1 against Paraguay? You can't even beat Paraguay. Oh, yeah. Oh, hell. And then you got Turkey as the last game looming. Ooh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same
By
with
the way,
Canada.
Gabe-
We got to deal with Bosnia and Qatar because we got Switzerland waiting. So it's sort of a similar situation, but I feel more confident that we're going to beat Qatar and Bosnia than I do USA beats Australia and Paraguay.
Rightfully so. I just wanted to add, I looked through a couple books, so not every book is ready, but another book has Holland at minus 230 for a goal against Iraq.
Yeah.
Like,
All
it's
right, let
funny.
me just throw another one here.
but-
Mohamed Salah over under 1.5 goals in the tournament. Legend with Egypt for one last time.
What's
Mbappe
their draw?
over under 4.5 goals. Mbappe, you're getting plus 117. Olise is plus 109 over 1.5. Dembele is over 2.5 plus 139. Julian Alvarez over under 2.5 Argentina. Where the hell is Erling Haaland? Here he is. Oh, dude. Kevin, call me a mark. Call me a public square.
What do you
taking
got?
it. Over under 3.5 goals. Erling Haaland plus 139. I don't know why it's plus not 140, but they love the 139 here. Over under plus 139. Over 3.5 goals for me, Kevin. He's scoring 4 goals. They're advancing. He might score 3 against Iraq.
So
2 against Senegal. He might get this in the first 2 games.
The one thing I would say is,
And he can score.
truly-
Sorry, Kevin. And he can score against France as well. If they score against France, it'll be him.
Right, but it's going to be. But at that point, Gabe, you'd rather wait to the France game because I think he might be a plus price to score. Here's the thing. I started this by saying I don't know if I want to bet Holland. That minus 195 for him to score against Iraq might be the best number we see all tournament.
Oh, I'd click that right now.
You know what I'm saying? And Gabe, I think
Okay, hold on. Let me check.
He's like plus
Let me check
250
a third
for a
book.
brace. Yeah, go ahead. See if you can find another.
Yeah, just for
Holland.
Erling Haaland to compare the number. Yeah.
Also, the most solid, Gabe, to me really stood out that you mentioned there. In terms of, just 1.5 goals for the tournament. Like Egypt can make it out of their group, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like with Iran and New Zealand behind them, Belgium are the favorites. Like,
Oh, yeah. No. Egypt should. Egypt should. They're favorites to advance. And he's going to take every damn penalty kick, too. Don't forget that.
100%. All right, we'll update this live board after a quick break on SportsGrid. All right, let's update the baseball board as we've got a shootout between the Yankees and the Guardians. I actually bet under 7.5, so I'm a loser already in this game. It's 5-4 Cleveland. Schlittler gets chased out of this one for what is easily, his worst start of the season. First time he's allowed more than 3 earned runs. Gave up 5 here against this Guardians team. And maybe a little under the radar, but Aaron Judge gets the day off here. For the New York Yankees. So
I was going to ask you about this.
They didn't play Monday, and he gets today off. That's interesting, Gabe.
And I saw my boy Tommy Lorenzo, who loves, we got to get Tommy on. He loves these, like, Cy Youngs. He's in your wheelhouse. Like, he loves the baseball award stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, a lot of books, like, froze Aaron Judge is the MVP even.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Homebrews.
Like, so, yeah, this is day-to-day right now, but there's something there. There's something there, right? Like, does it balloon? I don't think so, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's out for a couple of days. Like, I don't, this isn't just like there's something there. Like, he's banged up right now. There's no disputing this. I think they're hesitant to put him on any sort of, all right, let's play this out, but I don't have any insight to this, Kevin, but I don't think he's playing tomorrow either type of thing. Like, I think he's hurt a little bit.
Yeah, that's interesting, Gabe, though, because to me, I've said this many times. One of my favorite things about baseball is when a guy is struggling, you can just say he's injured because the season is so long, right?
They did the same thing with Ohtani, right? They just sort of, and by his standards, all right, just sort of ease up for a day or two.
Yeah.
Right?
They're like, stop hitting and pitching every game, guy, huh? And
I don't know. Does Boone have that juice, though? I don't know. Like, it seems like Judge tells Boone what to do more than Boone telling him what to do.
The funny thing is, Gabe, right? Like, this is why Judge is having a weird season. He has a 5 RBI game streak going on, 6 RBIs in 5 games, and it feels like he's playing terrible baseball.
Yeah, you're right.
Like,
no, we get spoiled by players. We get spoiled, right? Like, people were ripping on SGA. The guy's dropping 40 by himself. Like, played 3 against 5. Oh, he's not real. What do you want a guy to do? Like, he just gave it 38 points, man. Like, he scored literally like 62% of their points. But I got to tell you, Kevin, for a big guy, some big rib cages. You know what I'm saying? A big guy to swing in the bat, bro, with the power that Aaron does.
Yeah.
I see rib cage and bruise and stuff. I'm like, it's better yet. Like, that's the type of thing that's not like a long-term thing, though. It's not like a back or like a sprain, he's got a tear in his ankle, or it's like, oh, God, like, we don't know what's going to be like. He's had bad luck. I was at the game, Kevin, believe it or not, when he ran the wall
were
at
you?
Stadium. Yeah, it happened right in front of me, too. I never sit in the bleachers, and I was sitting right there, right in front of me.
What are the chances?
I missed it, too, partially. I was literally like that drunk idiot coming in with a bunch of drinks in my hand as the ball was coming, and I just heard, bam, like right in front of me. Carolina scores again.
Boom. All right, that's
2-0 Canes.
Now, I was going to make...
This isn't so great for the over suddenly, only because they're like a soccer team. They get up 3-0, and they just shut it down, bro.
Yeah. No, it's very... I said this to you before the game started. The first period, for someone like you who bet the under, doesn't matter, right? Like, you're not going to get scared. It's just the opportunity to come in for better in-game opportunities here. Like, you could almost argue I should be betting under 6.5 plus 104
Kevin,
and try to middle this game and hope it lands 6.
It's 2-0. 2-0, guys. Still 6.5. They're not going to 7.5. 2-0, Kevin. If it was 1-1 right now, if it was 1-1, they'd be like, all right, it's a little different. But I think they know as well. Like, listen, Carolina, like, they lock you down. They get up 3-0. They're not an easy team to come back on. I know it's cliche to say that, guys, but it's fascinating to me. We had a goal 25 seconds into the game. It went to 6.5. We have another goal now. 7:32 left in the first period. It went back down to 5.5. Yeah, 6.5 now. Like, they're like, no. We're not getting burnt with a 7.5 in this Canes game.
You know what I think is going to be tricky in this series, Gabe? And you'll have a good sense of when to do it. But when does Vegas feel like a good bet? Because I wonder if the answer is never. I wonder, Gabe, by the time we get to Las Vegas, game 3, if this is 2-0, Carolina's minus 114, and it's like, I can't pass up Carolina at that price. You know what I mean?
And Vegas don't have, it sounds crazy to say, because they do it's a great show, like at the games in Vegas. They put on a great presentation. But there were empty seats against Utah and empty seats against Anaheim. Why? They're not two teams that like travel with big fans. Colorado is a little bit better, so this is Stanley Cup Finals, but Carolina's not going to be intimidated, bro. They just beat the crap out of the Canadians in Montreal, Kevin. You saw that atmosphere there? Like, Vegas will be fine. Like, Vegas will be like, yeah, whatever, dude. Like, it'll be like, yeah, all right, what, these people? Like, fine. Oh, cool show. Right? And it's golf country for them. Like, I brought it up before, guys, and everyone sort of bought into this Vegas thing. I said the script could flip quickly, and I agree with you. Like, I said 6. I didn't want to get cocky, but, dude, they're 12-1. Like I said sarcastically, like they're not really going 16-1, are they? But like maybe they are, Kevin. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe they are. like they're 12-1, and I'm sure like they'd like to sign. Like people, what are they going to say? Oh, you only beat the Senators. You only beat the Flyers. You only beat the Canadians who are young. All right. Tortorella's had enough and called a timeout.
Ooh, you said they don't even use those usually. They don't even use them.
They never do this.
No,
he's a smart coach though, Kevin. He knows. We're gonna lose 5-0, 6-0, if we don't stop the bleeding. That's the experience of Torts. Screw my timeout for later. Didn't I bitch about that last week about the Canadians? I said the Canadians coach took the timeout with 7 seconds left in the game, and he's drawing stuff up on a chalkboard. It's like, oh yeah, dude, yeah, we're gonna pass the puck here, and they like, come on, man.
Yeah.
No, it's like a basketball coach. The other team's going on a run. Tortorella saw. This is not good. I don't care that it's the first period. I'm calling a timeout. That was good coaching.
This is, by the way, the Tortorella story is like he was named the coach, what, Gabe, a week before the playoffs?
Yeah,
and
like 5 games or something. Yeah.
Like, it is.
That's not easy to do. Just for the record, it's not easy to do that. Like, for people thinking, oh, he walked into something easy, you know how hard it is to walk in and expect guys to listen to you when you haven't been there at all?
It's crazy. It's crazy. We'll be right back. All right, guys, in-game live, and during the break, the Golden Knights timeout works perfectly. They put a goal up on the board. Here's
Brilliant
what I wanted
coaching.
to ask you, Gabe. Theodore scores. But, Gabe, let me just ask you this. Hold on a second. They go to 7.5, but, like, minus 115. It almost feels like if it was 3-0 Carolina, the books would have made the under 7.5 like minus 150, minus 160 type of thing. It feels like now that Vegas scored, they're a little like, this might be a shootout. That from the numbers here, from the odds a little bit.
Yeah, even if Carolina got up 3-0, it would have been 6.5 still, because the books would have seen it as Vegas aren't scoring, it's going to get locked down. So I said earlier, like, if it was 1-1 as opposed to 2-0, the number would jump a little bit. But so it finally gets to 7.5 right now. And I'm stubborn, either stupid or stubborn here, but I just pulled the trigger on the under 7.5, and I am on the Canes in the game already as well. Carolina are on a power play right now, so it's a dangerous time for Vegas after scoring a goal. But how about Tortorella, right? You don't have to like him. A lot of people don't like him. He rubs a lot of people the wrong way. But comes in, we just talked about, comes into the new room. Kevin, 2-0. I always talk about this. Hockey coaches don't do that generally. Because don't forget, too, you can talk to the players on the bench as well, right? They're right there. So, like, like a lot of coaches, like, why do I need to call timeout? They're right here. The shifts are 30 seconds. I can talk to anyone I want to talk to right now, but he wanted to send a message in front of everybody. Like, that was the that was the point. Everybody come here. We got to restart this game. And then they score a minute later after the timeout. Like, how do you not tip your cap to the coach for that?
It's a job well done. Kind of on cue as we were talking about, Torch taking over for Vegas. Gabe, let's then just try and rip picks here with the time that we have. And I'll just say this. You've been hot in the WNBA, and I feel like you've been kind of picking up the slack for me because some of these teams, you're like, they're not that bad. Defeated, like Alyssa Thomas is
last night.
Like the Mercury are awful. Like losing fine, right? Game like the Lynx look good. They were down 30 at half? Like just
Kevin, it was 22. It was 22 at the half. I only say 22 because no, it was 27 actually. It was 67-40 actually. My bad. On top of my head, it was 67-40.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking, I was like, dear God, they were minus 2.5 and they're up by 32.
That's what I'm saying.
Like you said, I was like, God, I should have hammered this. I knew they were going to win, but.
Yep.
Oh, here comes Vegas, but big save by Freddie Anderson. But, yeah, it is a big pace of the game. Mm-hmm. But thanks. Yeah, we've been in a little bit of a zone this year with the WNBA so far. I don't get cute. We've had some faith in some teams. I can't wait for tomorrow. I know we got the NBA Finals tomorrow, and it's great. Bovey, lifelong Knicks fan, season ticket holder, is going to be with us tomorrow. But Brondello returns to New York. How about that? It's the same time as the Finals tomorrow. At least not in New York. The NBA. But, yeah, the Tempo are in New York tomorrow. So a little revenge spot for Brondello, and the Tempo team has been balling. But I'm keeping it simple. I don't know if you've noticed this, Kevin, but Jackie Young, she's been balling, bro. And I'll tell you what right now, too. Vegas are going to win the championship again. I know everyone wants to get hip and cute and this and that and the other teams. Give me Vegas, all right? You ain't beating them. Give me Vegas. Jackie Young, Chelsea Gray, they're too good. With AJ Wilson, they're too good. And they're playing tonight against the Sparks, and the Sparks are a terrible defensive team. Jackie Young, Kevin's been on an assist tear, bro. It's 5.5 tonight. Love Jackie Young over assist tonight, and Asia Wilson over 24.5 points. No one on LA can stop her.
Yeah, I lay the 7.5 in this game. And like I said, I was a bit fearful. Maybe it's a little too obvious. Like, I know Kennedy Carter and Jewel Lloyd are out. Kelsey Plum's out. These teams played pretty recently. And the Sparks won because they scored 101, and Plum had 38-9.
Yeah, that's a good revenge spot. They'll remember that.
Exactly.
Vegas are locked in now, Kevin. I watched, I'm a hardcore fan in DGen. I bet the game and I bet the over on Sunday. I actually watched the game Sunday afternoon on NBC. Yeah. Vegas, and they're starting to get dialed in, and you brought it up. Carter and they're not everyone's even playing for the team. Like, you know what I mean? They got injuries. Drew Lloyd, they got injuries, and they're still, dialed up. Kevin, they've scored, 84 or more in every game. They're scoring, 95 a game right now, this team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's at 91 a game, Vegas. So listen, we'll see what they deliver here. We're into that Commissioner's Cup portion of the WNBA schedule. One thing to keep your eyes on as we're about to get out of here, Atlanta trailing Connecticut. Just keep your eyes on the in-game number. Very hard to imagine a dream 13.5-point pregame favorites lose this game outright. Behind the scenes, still to come, a Rockies first 5 team total over for Chris, a D-backs money line against the Dodgers. We'll see everybody right back here for the NBA Finals on SportsGrid.